Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's Mecca, the microphone check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom, boom. So, look, I just had to let you guys know, like, I'm here. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to make things happen. I'm here to like put the word out there. And as you can see, I'm doing it. I told you we was gonna be here today at 5:30, and we're gonna be here with the unstuck queen. Like, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Like when I say I'm bringing some heavy hitters, some amazing people to the table to do these interviews that are going to be speaking at the Visionary Author Summit. You guys don't know what y'all missing. If you didn't register, you need to register. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a shift for 2021. Especially if you want to be an author. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just had to get that one out.
I was gonna sing with you, child. I was gonna sing with you.
Sure, right? It was kind of catchy, though. It was kind of catchy.
Yeah.
But I really want to continue to provide this information for you guys and to make you understand that I'm going to keep saying quality and investing in what you need to better yourself. Okay. So I understand, but then if you're procrastinating, I just don't understand. All right. We all want you to grow. That's why every person I interview, they are here because they want you to grow. They want to see growth in your space. And if you don't allow yourself to grow, you will forever be stuck in the same space. And we're going into 2021. You don't have time for that, right? So here we are speaking about the Visionaries Author Summit. And the Unstuck Queen is really going to educate you and break down some things, but she's not going to give you everything. She's going to give you just a little bit. That's it. So I'm going to announce to you the Unstuck Queen. And she's going to tell you why she's called the Unstuck Queen. And she's going to tell you about herself and what she do. Woody woo! Go ahead, girl. Make it happen.
Girl, Mecca, thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to have this opportunity to go live with you so that we can speak to the people and tell them why they need to be at this Visionary Author Summit now. So before I tell y'all who I am, I just want to ask y'all one question, and I want you to post in chat the answer to this question. So how many times have you been thinking about writing about your pain, but the potential to hurt other people was too heavy? If that's you or someone you know, please post that in the chat because I want to make sure that I know I'm talking to the right people. Okay? So while y'all are putting that in the chat, I'm going to tell you who I am. Now, my name is Dr. Renetta, otherwise known as the Unstuck Queen, but y'all already know who it is. I am your girl who helps people release the barriers to the emotional and physical weight so that they can truly experience the weight loss that they desire. So back in 2016, gosh, I can't even believe it's been that long, but back in 2016, I had weight loss surgery. And what I found after the surgery is that it was easy to lose that physical weight, but it was hard to lose that emotional weight. And without being able to lose that emotional weight effectively, my weight loss got stalled. So I have dedicated myself to finding out how to really lose the weight and keep it off. And that is what I'm dedicating my whole career to, is helping people release the emotional barriers that stand in the way of their weight loss. And that's part of why I'm so excited to be talking to people about how to write your story without hurting the ones you love, because sometimes, child, you just gotta release it. You just gotta release it.
Girl, you ain't lying. You're not lying. I'm just gonna let it go like that. You're not. You're not lying. You're telling the truth.
Yes, 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 yes. So, Mecca, where should I start? Do you want me to
I
go
want you
into?
to just, as far as what you're speaking at the Visionaries
Mm-hmm.
Author Summit, I really want you to educate them on what you're speaking about. And just
Okay.
give them like some bullets. Now, look, don't give them everything. We can't give them everything. We're just going to give them a dash or something, a little dash. But just give them like 3 bullets of what you're going to be speaking about at the Visionaries Author Summit and how it can assist them with their growth. That's what I
Just
want
a
you to
little
like break
appetizer.
down. Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, not the big
Just a little
appetizer, the small one.
just a little
Yeah.
appetizer.
Hmm. Just
Not
a
the
little
main
bit.
course and definitely not the dessert, right?
I like
Okay.
that. Yes.
So my
Oh.
like I said, my topic is going to be how to write your story without hurting the ones you love. And I love that topic because as I was asking in the beginning, that first question, a lot of us have a story to write, and a lot of that story, a lot of times our stories involve some life lessons, some pain that we had to grow through as we were getting through. We had to grow through it. And we want to write our stories, but we're not sure because when we start writing our stories, it starts telling other people's stories, right? And so I'll give you an example. Like, do you remember The Best Man? If y'all can remember The Best Man, just that movie, The Best Man, where Harper was writing his story and he was hiding from all of his roommates and friends from college because he really didn't want them to read the story because in the lines of the story, even though he changed the names, the storyline was the same. So if you were a part of that storyline, you already knew who he was talking about, even if everybody
Mm.
else didn't. So
Wow.
when I say that we want to write our stories, and sometimes our stories involve entanglements with other people, they really do, right? So a lot of times
Mm.
push that's what that's why we push the pause button on writing our story because we're not sure if it's worth the sacrifice, right? So I'm really not going to tell y'all all that. I'm definitely not going to tell you all that I have planned to talk about at the conference, but I want you to know that I have tools to help you to overcome that barrier. Like if there's somebody that is entangled in your story and you're worried about that relationship suffering as a result of you writing your story, I have tools to help you to get unstuck. Okay. What I really
You
want to
see,
talk about tonight is say that again, Mecca.
I said, you see that?
Listen. So what I really want to talk about tonight is how I am really qualified to stand before you at the conference and be one of your speakers, especially about this subject. So you see this book right here, Unchain Me Mama? Y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Okay. So Unchain Me Mama was exactly why I feel like I am qualified to stand before you and talk about how write your story without hurting the one you love because the title already tells you Unchain Me Mama means that I had to write about who? My mama.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't know about y'all. I don't know about you, Mecca, or the rest of the crew that's watching, but we don't let people talk about our mamas.
Mm-mm.
Better
What
not
you
nobody
said?
talk about
What
our
you said?
mamas, right? Those are those are fighting words, right?
Yeah. It's one of those like,
Those are
what?
fighting words. So, but I had a story to tell y'all about my weight loss journey, and I had to talk about how my mama was a part of my story. So even though we don't let people talk about our mamas, I was all up and through my chapter talking about my relationship with my mama. So did y'all think that I had a little bit of heartburn when it came to writing that story?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I had a lot of heartburn when it came to writing my story because there were some things that I had to say that I wasn't sure if it was going to hurt my mama, if it was going to hurt her feelings. I wasn't trying to be hurtful to my mom. I wasn't trying to come against my mom. But some of the things that I had to write about in my story definitely involved my mom, right? So I had to overcome a lot of barriers when it came to writing my story. And like I said, at the conference, I'm going to tell y'all about how I overcame some of those barriers. Now, I will tell y'all this. Did my mama get mad about this story? Did she get hurt by it? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. A
Yes, ma'am.
resounding yes. My mama was mad at me because she was hurt by some of the things that I wrote in my manuscript. And so what happened is I let her read my story before it actually went to print because I wanted her approval and I thought that I had written it in a way where she was going to love it. And y'all, she didn't. She hated it and
Wow.
it fractured. It fractured our relationship. And why was that a problem? It was a problem because my mom and I had always had sort of a turbulent relationship. You know, those mothers and daughter relationships. Wow, there's something. And so we had just gotten in a space where we could somewhat we didn't talk about things, but we kind of ignored the problems and we were in a good space. So when I wrote the book, that good space that we were in, it just revealed the problems that we never dealt with. And so I had to navigate that thing.
Mm.
And I want to tell y'all, if you're at the conference, you'll be able to hear the rest of the story and how it unfolded. I don't want to give it away tonight, but you'll be able to hear like how we navigated this whole process together and how the tips and tools that you need to navigate your process as you write your story. Now, my story was with my mama. I don't know who your story is with, but I guarantee you that if you are writing your story, there's probably somebody in there that was entangled with you when it comes to hurt and pain.
Yeah, that was deep because you know when telling a story, it's a part of you that it's like you're opening up to multiple people, and then everybody's gonna know everything about you, and it's like, oh, I don't want them to know this, but then it's like, oh, I don't want them to know about that person, but it has to be in the book, and if you wasn't able to write about it, then how would you be able to let it out? And also, it's another way of healing from it, and I know as you talk about that and writing the book and not really. I know you said that your mother, didn't like it, but it's it's a space of where you kind of had to do what you had to do, you know,
Yeah,
and
so let me mhm. I want to comment on that. You know, that is one thing I want to leave you all with tonight if I don't say anything else, because I told you give you a little bit. I wanted to set the backdrop and then leave you with something. Like how a lot of people will ask, like, how can I tell if I should write my story or not? Because it's definitely going to be one where somebody could potentially get hurt. And I would say if you are not comfortable writing your story the way that it needs to fully be written,
mm,
then don't write it. Don't write
mm,
it because there the reason why I went ahead, I told you I shared this with my mom, and she was mad at me before it was published. So I could have pulled back, and I could have said, no, I'm not going to publish this story. But the reason why I went ahead with publishing my story, telling my story, is because I knew there's that somewhere out there was a Renetta, there was another me somewhere praying for an answer. There was somebody
Mm.
somewhere praying for an answer of how to deal with her relationship with her mom around forgiveness. And I knew that if I told my story, that no matter how painful it was, there was a purpose in it. There was a
Yeah.
promise in it. And I knew that if I just told my story, that somebody was going to get set free.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how I always write, with my why in mind. Why am I doing this? Right? Why am I doing this? Not why am I doing this, but why am I doing this? There's a difference,
Yeah,
right?
it's like back
Because
there. It's like in the beginning,
why
like wow, wow.
why am I doing this means that you know your purpose, right? You know why you
Mm.
went through what you went through, because your misery is now your ministry, right? That's your why. Your misery has now become your ministry, as opposed to why am I doing this? Like, you don't even have a clue why you're doing it, right? Who is it for and what the purpose of it is? You don't know. So if you're in a space of why am I doing this? And you still have a lot of questions, then it's not time for you to write your story. But if you know
Mhm.
why, if you know your why, your purpose, right? If you know your purpose is connected to somebody's prayer, then you know why you're writing this. So I knew my why was that person who was like me, that wanted to release her physical weight, but she was stuck, right? And I knew that I had the keys to get her unstuck through telling my story.
Mm.
And that's
Mm.
why I did it.
Mm. And what make it so beautiful is how, there's steps to when you're working on something and you're working on releasing something, and when you're creating your story, right? And you don't, because at the end of the day, when you write in a book, anything can happen. Things can happen when you're writing your book, and you want to be mindful when you're writing a book, because you can hurt someone else. You can affect their life. It's just a list of things that we can go down that could happen. But the purpose that we're here for is that there are tools, there are ways to make things happen. There are
Mhm,
ways to write
mhm.
without hurting the ones that is in your family, right? Your loved ones.
Mhm.
And that's the focus of us being
Yeah.
here today. And I want to honestly come to you with my thing and my concern, because writing my books, it's like I'm like, no, I didn't write this, or should I write about that? Or it's like that in the back of the head. It's my constant why. But then it's like, I know why. But then is everybody else gonna, it's like is everybody else gonna understand my why? Because when you think about that, why, no, because look, the why pops in my head every once in a while, because but now it's like, I don't say why no more. That was like a space before I started writing, before I met Audra, right? That's why I'm like so like ready and gung ho
Mhm.
with making things happen, and even with, so thankful that I'm an ambassador, one of the ambassadors for the Visionaries Author Summit. And my why is, it was real crazy at one point, because I kept asking myself why, but then what I realized is that there's a way around everything that you do, not to hurt other people. But then I feel like the why was more coming in when you write a story and people read your story, and they people will tend, some people, uh you're always gonna have those kind of like to judge, you know,
Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
Renetta. They like to judge you. They like to use your story against you and like
Yeah.
say all of these
Yeah.
things, or they say stuff that, just it's like, where did that come from? Like, why would you, of all people, say something like that to me? Those things right there is what I really think about, or what I used to think about when I would think about why should I? Because I
Yeah.
experienced that when I started talking about my story, right? When my
Mhm.
story started to
Mhm.
come out, it was a lot of judgment. I received a lot of oh, why you want pity? That's why you're talking about your late husband that was killed in Iraq. And I'm saying, like, pity? That's not pity that I'm
Yeah.
looking for. You don't even know the half of it. You don't know the half of it. This man, came from Haiti, worked hard, served his country, reserved, and went active duty after 9/11. And in his eyes, he felt like he had to serve his country. And I just feel like it's only right. And I just feel like he should receive more honor, than
Mhm.
what he was receiving, because, and he's Haitian. I just feel like,
Yeah.
he should get a lot of love from
Mhm.
different communities, and we go even down to the Haitian community. That's just how I feel. So my goal is to do some work to make it happen, because I know who he was as a man. I was with him from when we was teenagers. So it's not about pity. It's more
Yeah.
about honoring him. And it's like, how many times out the year? Now, I would be wrong if I didn't honor him in the way that I did. In my eyes, that's
Mhm.
how I feel. That's my personal
Mhm.
opinion, because he did a lot for everybody. He was that person that, if I need to talk to, he was there to talk to. If the world was there to talk to, he was there to talk to. And his smile lit up a room,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
it's just, people would judge me because I was, and I'm still active in these things, but that don't mean that I didn't heal. That don't mean I didn't like, you know, not heal, because you never really heal. It's just you learn how to manage your emotions, but
Mhm.
releasing the heaviness, because like when you hold on to so much hurt and pain, you're not able to go anywhere. You won't be able to move,
Yes.
right?
You're
If,
not free. You're not
yes,
free.
yes.
And
So
and
the
and guess what? Those people that's paying for your story, they can't get free. So you gotta, most of us have a story inside of us. I would say all of us have a story inside of us. And
mhm,
most of us want to release that story. I
mhm,
can't, I mean, for everybody that I run across, they like, I should write a book or I could write a book. And you can, right? But one thing you said, Mecca, which I want to point out too, is that I was able to fulfill writing my story. I was able to go forward with it. Audra, she taught me how to write from a standpoint as a victor instead of a victim, because
yes,
all I could do before was write from my victim story, how I was hurt, why I was wrong, whatever, whatever. And that that was a part of my healing journey, but that wasn't helping
mm,
to heal someone else. What I
mhm,
wanted to do and what Audra helped me to do was find the lessons, the ministry,
yep,
my misery. She helped me to find it and to write about it so that other people could clearly see, yes, there was pain, but there was purpose. And, I got free from that thing. And if I could, if you could, they could too. They too.
that's right,
Right. And
that's
so
right.
I love Audra. I'm so glad she's the only person I know that has a summit dedicated to authors, to not only help you to tell your story, but help you know the how. like how to
Yes.
tell your story, how to connect with the people you're attempting to reach, right? How to connect with them, right? And then not only how to connect with them in the way of writing your story, but how to sell your story, how to make it a
Mm,
profitable story, how to turn your book into your business card. Like
that's
she
right.
she did. Yes, I don't even order business cards anymore because people don't do anything
People
with
don't
the
pay them
business
things
cards.
no
I get them.
attention now.
But a
I
book,
realize that.
oh
We in a new age.
yeah, yeah, we're in a new age, right? And nothing against business cards. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't tell a person enough. Your story, when you write your story and put it in a book, person more than they
Yep.
need to know, and they want to know more, right? They want to
Yep.
get to know you more after reading your story.
It's so true. It's so true. Look, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The Visionaries Author Summit is really going to get your whole author's life put together. It's going to put together pieces of a puzzle. And you know why I say that? Because I'm a witness to it. I tell you, Audrey did so much, like I've learned so much during this time. Like I truly believe she equipped me with some knowledge that, like, there's a lot of people that don't know it, but she equipped me with so much knowledge. And even this woman is amazing. Can I tell you how much I love her, how amazing she is? Like, and I know Dr. Renetta can agree with me how amazing she is. Her spirit, the way she want anyone that come in her space or contact with her, or work with her, or study under her, how she provides us with, it's like this caring spirit, this spirit of understanding, the
Yeah.
spirit of, I want to
Yeah.
make sure you achieve what you are working on. And it's so hard to get
Yes.
that
Yes.
because other people are so
Yes.
focused on everything else. But when you have, not everybody is meant for everybody. I truly believe the people that
Mm-hmm.
come in your space are meant to be in your space when they're supposed to be there, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I say that because I can't tell you guys how long I've been wanting to be an author, and how I've been saying, yeah, I'm gonna write my book, and I'm gonna write my book, and I don't know if I want to write the book, and that's when the wise was that's when the wise was coming into play. And I think something triggered
Yeah.
me last year. And when it triggered me last year, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna, make that as my goal for 2020, is to write the book.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows who knew I was gonna end up writing two, like literally three books. Like I just came out with a journal. It's amazing. The Yoma Method 360 journal. Like you can find that on my website, the yomamethod.com. I have another book that's a collaboration, Blessed Not Broken, a collaboration, a book of women who went through trauma, and Humble Haitian Warrior. You can also find it on humblehaitianwarrior.com. Like I and all of this is during quarantine. So then if I
Right.
say the knowledge that Audra gives you, I know you can agree with me, Dr. Renetta, how she gives you this information. You're like, I never knew that. Like, where did that come from? She'll whip you up in shape.
Not only do I agree with you, not only do I agree with you, I am a total witness now. I have known Audra in this space for a number of years. And just a couple of months ago, we went through that surge program, and I was so
Yes.
glad she offered it. I almost didn't take it because sometimes we get in a space where it's like, man, I know how to write a book. What I need to take a program for to teach me how to write a
Girl.
book. But it was so much more. And I'm so happy to report I got a lot of certifications, right? But you know which one means the most to me, and I'll lie to you not. That surge certification
Girl,
means
you're
the
not
most to
lying.
me because
You're not
it
lying.
really is. And I'll tell you why. Because that certification means that I have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to help write, to help lead other people as they write their stories. And that's very important to me. See, Audra, she's my kindred spirit because I really care about how my work affects people's lives. I want to see them
Mm-hmm.
win. I always tell my patient, my goal is to have you fire me one day, right? Because I don't want people to need me all the time. I want them to
Yeah.
learn what they need to learn so they can
Mm-hmm.
flourish and fly, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's how, when I was watching Audra and some of her replays, I was just going back, listening to some of the things that she was teaching. And, it's really true how people aren't taught, they're caught, right? Because Audra knows a whole lot. She has a whole lot of experience, and nobody can deny her
She's
expertise in the field.
amazing.
But
You just don't even know, guys.
one thing
Ooh.
I also appreciate about her is her spirit. Her
Yes.
spirit. It almost brings tears to my eyes when I think about
Oh,
her authenticity, her genuineness, her desire really to help people heal, to help people be successful, to help people just thrive in this author space. Like, I love her so much for doing that. And that's why I ride with Audra all day long. Every
same
event
here.
she's putting on, I'm gonna be at. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't afford this. And then I said, oh, wait a minute, I can't afford not to do this,
Yeah.
right? I can't
Yeah.
afford not to do
Girl,
it.
you're not
And
lying.
I have to tell you a secret, Mecca. Like, every time I signed up for something, I was like checking my bank account, like, I don't know if I can
Girl,
afford
you're not
this, right?
lying.
I mean, in deep prayer, like, Lord, should I do?
Girl.
Let me tell you, every program I signed up for, I was like, I don't think I can afford this. And somehow, when I said yes, the money came. When I said yes
Girl.
to me, not to her, because Audra, it's so funny. Audra did not need my little bit of money. My investment in me was for me, for real. And when I
Oh,
started to invest in me, it's like the skies opened up. I lied to you not. When I said yes to me
right?
and I started to invest in me, the money appeared. It was, I'm telling y'all, it's
Girl, you're
amazing.
not lying.
When you say no, the evidence will show up for no. But when you say yes, let me tell you, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hope this is preaching to somebody because I
I
am a
hope so
living
too.
witness. And if you
Same here.
don't believe me, go back and watch some of my videos because y'all went through my whole entire broke journey. But it wasn't just broke in the wallet, it was broke in the spirit.
Spirit. Girl,
It
the
was
mind,
broken in the
body, and the
spirit.
spirit. Girl, bring it. Tell them. Will it
It
is.
was brokenness. And that's why when I got connected to the right people in the right space, I started to heal, y'all. That brokenness started to heal. And when I started to heal my brokenness, it healed that brokenness. It healed me. It did a all over holistic type of healing in every
Girl, you're
area
not
that I can
lying.
imagine. So say yes
You're
to
not.
you, invest in you, and your Google fold. You know how Google reminds you of what you did last year. Like, I get a lot of
Mm-hmm.
reminders of these pictures from a year ago, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, that was a year ago. I want
Wow.
y'all to ask yourself, what is Google next year, this time year, what is Google going to send you a picture of? And will you be on that space, or will you still be in that space?
You know, you hit something so amazing because this is what we have been hitting on. Investing in yourself, right? And I think in one of the talks I said, I spoke about like like when I know I'm gonna plan something and what I'm gonna do, I budget myself. It was with Marquise. And I spoke about how I budgeted myself, my funds to get what I needed to get, knew when I was gonna get it, you know, did research on the pricing and stuff. And I didn't say no. I said yes, but I kept that positive mind frame to say, so if I did this, then I could do this, and then I could do this and this and this. But if I don't do it, then I'm going to be held back for this time frame. And then I don't even know when the next time frame come if I'm going to have the time to do it. Oh, and then it was like, oh, will you even have the money to do it by that time? Or will you be too busy to do it by that time? It's like, when you keep putting in multiple excuses, it's not going to happen. So I just had to say, I'm going to do it. So this is what I'm going to do. This is when I'm going to do it. And let's go play with the budget. Just look at the budget, how I'm going to check out my budget. I look at the budget. I'm like, okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. You know, if it can't be done this time, then I know it can get done this time. Right. It's just like you got to communicate. It's like you're talking to yourself. You have to communicate with yourself so it can click with your mind, body, and spirit in order to ignite the understanding and also the fire within to make things happen for
Mm.
yourself. And you see,
And that's it. That's it.
you see,
Go ahead.
you
That's
see,
it.
it it
Mm-hmm.
it just makes sense. And when you speaking about surge, like I'm happy I did that surge because at one point I wasn't gonna do it because I'm like, ooh, but I'm like, girl, you better stop it. You leveling up. You better be quiet. You know darn well you can do it. Don't play yourself. And I was like, yeah, you know what? And then to make it so funny is that doing that surge training, it gave me so much and it allowed me to open up to like everything. It's a lot of stuff. Like it just allowed some things to open up that I'm stepping into. Like y'all don't even know, but y'all gonna hear about it. Y'all gonna hear about it. It's a lot of things,
Girl.
and I'm gonna say something like that whole process was an amazing process. I was able to meet other people, get knowledge, understand some things, and really tap into a different space because I had a mission some years ago, didn't know how I was gonna do it. 2 years ago, it came to mind again. Last year, it came to mind again. A few months ago, it came to mind again. I never spoke to it about nobody, never talked to nobody about it. But with that surge certification, I'm going to do it. I got the proper tools from Audra. I got the steps, the 1, 2, 3, the mentorship, the everything, the coaching, the everything. And I'm ready to soar. Just like Dr. Renetta said, soar. We're going to move. We're going to
But
make it happen.
can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
I don't know how much more time we have, but I want to say too that it's not just Audra, right? Because in this space, I met you, right? We developed a connection, and I met
Exactly.
so many other people that I never would have connected with if it wasn't for this space, right? So I credit Audra for walking in her purpose because her
Mm.
purpose was to create a space for emerging
Mm-hmm.
authors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in that space wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for all the beautiful people that are there,
Go ahead. Preach
right?
it, sister.
Because we make the space, we make the environment. It's only as good as we are. And so I always say, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Like when we are together, that means there's a million minds in the room coming up with 2 million ideas, right? As opposed to my one mind. It's just an
Mm-hmm.
amazing space. So I, you know, when if somebody was to ask me, like, why are you connected to this space? Why should I come to this conference? Why should I do anything around writing a book when I can just put pen to paper and, upload my book to Kindle and be done, or
Yeah.
Amazon and be done
Yeah.
with it, right?
Yeah.
Why should I? Because if this is not your area, if this is not your zone of genius, which it was not mine, no matter
Mm.
how much education I had, it was not my zone of genius. So I didn't even know all the things I didn't know. until and I was like, oh, right. So
Yep.
sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And that's why you need to get connected with somebody
Mm-hmm.
who does know. Because
Mm-hmm.
it will open up, as Becca said, it will open up so many opportunities. And when you come to the conference, Renetta.theauthorsummit.com, get your ticket. Mecca.theauthorsummit.com, get your ticket, get your ticket, get your ticket. When y'all
Yeah.
come, when y'all when y'all come to this conference, I have an announcement for y'all. I told somebody this. I told a few people in my little, my family or whatever. But when y'all at the conference, y'all are part of my family. So I have an
Mm-hmm.
announcement that is going to blow your mind. I
I
can't
can't
wait to
wait.
share it.
Let me get the Mama. I
I
can't
can't
wait.
wait to share it.
I'm ready. You got me getting up out my chair now, Lord. I'm excited. I'm
So
excited.
when I talk about how to write your story without hurting the one you love, not writing your story might hurt you. Not writing your story might hold you back. Not writing your story might hurt the one who's praying for an answer.
Mm.
So there's a lot to consider when it comes to writing a story. There is a way to write it without intentionally hurting the one you love. But what do you
Yes.
do when your story does hurt the one you love? That's what I'm going to be talking about at the summit.
And
And I'm going to
you
make
guys,
the announcement.
she's gonna tell you guys, and you guys just better make sure you get those tickets. We have codes. We got codes right here. You guys got to get up on it now. If you're an author already, get some extra knowledge. Be more educated on some things that I'm telling you. Look at us. We are in the Audrey's team, and we both flourishing. We built a great relationship together. We did all of this virtually. We did this because, once again, just like she said, it's us also that creates the space. We have to be able to connect with each other, collaborate with each other, speak with each other, have relationships with each other. And yeah, the day we get to meet each other face to face and in person, with all of this quarantine stuff, I'm giving my girl a big hug. I can't wait to see her. Like we practically in everything. Every time we in the same, so it's just like I can't wait because I want to give hugs. All I can do is give virtual hugs and virtual kisses. But you know, to be able to build relationships like this without ever meeting a person in person, this is amazing blessing. I'm sorry. And I
Yeah,
appreciate it because
yeah,
listen, I asked God to allow me to meet amazing people and have amazing people in my circle, in my space, in my team, and in my tribe. And he's doing it. So this is the
yeah,
opportunity where Dr. Renetta and I are bringing you guys in a space to have the opportunity and an experience that will change your life. That Visionaries Author Summit is really
absolutely.
going to help you guys get your author's life totally together. Dr. Renetta, I want you to share something positive for the people that are listening and also the ones that catch the replay. Give them something that they could will in.
Yeah, so I just really want to leave whoever watching this video, whether it's live on the replay, and I thank you for your time this evening or this day, whatever, whenever you're watching. I thank you for spending your time with us. And what I really want to leave you with, your misery is really your ministry. Whatever you went through was not meant to stop you. It was not meant to be wasted on you. It was given to you so that you could walk through it, overcome it, and then help somebody else. So there is somebody out there that is connected to your pain for a purpose. Write your story and be that purpose. I tell you, your life and somebody else's life will never be the same.
You see, I hope you guys took those blessings and willed them in and used them for yourself, right? Because it's needed. And I want to say thank you, Leslie, for sharing the this video, the recording. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And she's also an author. Um, and you know, she is an amazing person. She has an amazing spirit. Yes, Leslie, I'm bigging you up. She, you know, I I appreciate the support that she give, you know, and you know, to meet people like that is great. And we met last year and we still kept in contact. So you see, people, it's all about those relationships that you build with people, and you got to be authentic. You don't got time for the phony business because the phoniness comes out at some point.
Yeah,
So I just want to just
yeah,
give a shout out to Leslie and everybody because this is the last interview for the Visionary Author Summit, and it was so great to do it with Dr. Renetta, my homegirl, my sister girl, and I appreciate everybody that was sharing these videos, um, commenting on the videos, watching the replays, and you know, big up to all you guys, and you know, continue keeping yourself going, and remember about quality is more important. Quality and investing in yourselves. As you can see, every speaker that came up here spoke about investing in yourself. And when you invest in yourself, it makes a big difference. A big difference. So allow yourself to do what needs to be done. And I'm going to share this mantra. You've been hearing it all week. I really hope it resonated with your spirit because it did power for me and my life. And I want to share it so it can do some power for you in your life. All right, here we go. Father God, allow me to see what you need me to see, think what you need me to think, hear what you need me to hear, speak what you need me to
mm,
speak, feel what you need me to feel, and move where
mm,
and when and how you need me to move. That mantra saved my life, and I used that as long as I needed
amen,
to get myself shifted. Now I have a different mantra that I utilize, but I share that
amen,
one with you guys because I honestly feel you need to be open and be vulnerable to receive the blessings that is for you and to see your purpose. To see your purpose, to fulfill your purpose, and not to be afraid to step and leap into your space. When you leap and step into your space without doubts, you can accomplish anything. My bishop says, doubts are cheap thoughts, right? Your doubts are cheap thoughts, right? The doubts are cheap
mm,
thoughts. And your thoughts, I'm repeating it so you can catch it. Your thoughts are too expensive to doubt. Did you catch it?
mm. Ah,
Your thoughts are too expensive to doubt. Don't doubt
mm,
the power that you really hold, right? Because when you doubt it, it becomes cheap. But when you put work into it, it's valuable. It's valuable. If I doubted everything that I had set planned, and if I doubted what God was telling me, I would not be doing or be where I'm at or even meet the people or be involved in the collaborations and the partnerships or even do anything that I do, even down to the work that I do. So I'm telling you that because it works. And you guys really should consider on registering for the Visionary Author Summit. Sell ends later tonight, late tonight. And after that, you won't be able to purchase tickets. You got options. You have options where you can do a 1 day, where you can just come on 1 day instead of coming the entire week, starting on Wednesday. So allow yourself to be there virtually because it's virtual, and allow yourself to be blessed with knowledge to start your author business or to improve your author's business, right? That's what it's about. That's how I got started. And that's how Dr. Renetta got started. And that's how a lot of other people
can
got
I
started
say,
that is involved. Shoot, girl, go ahead.
can I just want to talk to the person that does have that doubt, that does have a little bit of that fear. I was probably you a few years ago, and I had this desire in my heart. I knew what God was telling me to do, I didn't doubt God. I doubted me. Like, really, God? God has this for me. Are you sure? Right? I know it's for Mecca. I know it's for Audrey. I know it's for this, but me, like, really? I was full of those. Like, I had a lot of self doubt and I had to do a lot of work. But I will tell you that in spaces like the one that Audra has created, Meaningful Manuscript and the Author
Amazing.
Summit, it helped me. It helped me
Amazing.
to see that yes, God was talking to me. Yes, God
Mm-hmm.
does have this for me. Yes, God
Mm-hmm.
does have ministry for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if I could have realized that by myself. I really had to get around other people who could see more in me than I could actually see in myself at the time.
Yes. Yes.
So I, I'm telling you what I know. A few years ago, I could not get up here and do this live interview with you. I did not want to be seen on camera. I did not like the sound of my voice. I did not think that I had stuff to say, but I didn't think people wanted to hear it. I just wasn't all the
Mm-hmm.
way there, but you know what? I kept showing up. I kept showing up.
Right.
I kept showing up.
That's
Right? I
right.
was the
That's how you
quiet
have to
one, but
do
I
it.
kept showing up. I kept
Mm-hmm.
showing up. And I'm so
Mm-hmm.
glad I did. And those
Yep.
of you all, many of you have watched my journey. Like, I just kept showing up, just kept showing up. So I just want to encourage anyone who's out there that has a lot of self doubt, just like I did. And I just want to encourage you, show up. Just show up and let God, let the room, let the atmosphere do the rest. If you show up, your gifts will show up. I promise you.
Amen to that. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Audra say, always say, you know, but I know it's be yourself, right? Show up, right? And when you allow yourself to be who you are, you will be able to flourish. And it's showing up for yourself is allowing yourself to, you know, be yourself. So uh I want to say to you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Renetta, for being here and sharing this last interview with me on today as we prepare. We are both ambassadors of the Visionary
Yay.
Author Summit. That's how we rep it. And look how we ended it off. Ain't that a blessing? And you know, we did the thing. We did the thing. And we really, thank you guys for watching once again. Dr. Renetta, I appreciate being here with you on this platform. And this will not be the last time. We will continue to see each other and we will be on another platform together. I guarantee you that. So, guys, keep an eye out because we got some stuff coming for you soon. And, uh, you know, thank you for sharing this time with us. And once again, we thank you guys that have been following us uh, and for giving us love and shout outs. And yes, Audra, be authentically you. That's exactly what she always say. That's it right there. That's Audra. She just spoke what I just said, and I just seen it. So thank you so much.
I love
And
it.
it helps, and that's what helped me come out of my little box of doing what I'm doing right now with you guys. Like literally created a whole little thing, and now it's just like been something that I'm enjoying, and it's a part of my personality. So it's me,
Yes.
and yeah.
Yeah. I
So
have to say you are great at it. You are great. Thank you for having me in this space. I cannot leave without y'all how to follow me or connect with me, right? So
please.
make sure that y'all know if you type in Dr. Renetta on any social media platform, if I'm there, you'll find me, right? Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Just type in Dr. Renetta and I'm there.
And I tagged her in on everything. So you guys looking for her, she's tagged in. All the speakers are tagged in on everything that I did. So you could just hunt them down like that. I got that. So you guys have a great night. May you be vigilant, self-disciplined, and well balanced. And may you continue, yes, continue, because no one is perfect and you just keep doing what you're doing. May you continue to move with greatness, peace, one love. From the microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wicka, wicka. Boom.